Well, supposed to be getting parts for this today. It's the parts are already out for delivery, it says. Has been since I don't know, 8 o'clock, 7:53 I think, and it's 10 o'clock now, and I'm the first stop on the route, always have been. So I mean, it's just crazy. I've said this in previous videos that when I want to work on something the day the parts are supposed to arrive, the parts are always late. And I'm going to say it's a 100% guarantee that the day that I want to work on something, the day the parts arrive, the parts are late. Any other time, they show up right around 9:30, you know, plus or minus 15 minutes. Usually mine, you know, 9:45. So let's just say 9:30 to 9:45. I think he showed up early once. And but even UPS is the same way. You know, I'm talking about the post office at that point, but UPS same way. They usually always get here about 11. But if I want to work on something, it's 3 o'clock. So, but I got to get this one done today. That's really my goal, because yesterday, well, I was supposed to get another job yesterday. Yeah, that's just so aggravating. I don't know why people will tell you, I'll be over tomorrow, and then don't show up. I mean, I know, I can feel it. I can just sense it. That when they tell me that they're going to be here tomorrow, I know they're not going to show up. So I'm going to really try to get in the habit. And I know I should have been doing this all along. I just always forget. I don't know how I forget. Here's the thing. If somebody says, hey, can you work on my John Deere? I'll say, yeah, sure. They may say, yeah, I can't get it to start. And that's about the end of the conversation. But I can usually tell that they're going to want, they're not going to show up when they start wanting more information. So like this conversation, he says, do you do warranty? I said, no, I don't do warranties. Now somebody's going to say, yeah, you need to do warranties. No, warranties are just a nightmare. I'll never do a warranty. They, first of all, you have to document everything. Even more so than what you do on your invoice. You got to take pictures of every little detail, every bolt, every nut, everything. You got to send it into them for approval. This is after you've already fixed it. So guy brings it in, you say, yeah, I think that's a warranty item. You fix it, then the warranty goes in. If they decide they don't want to cover it, you got to tell the customer, I'm sorry, they didn't cover it, you'll have to pay. That's a really a bad situation, because now you've just upset a customer in your area. And they're not going to blame the warranty company, they're going to blame you. Then, if you are working on something, and let's say a bolt breaks. Now, you can charge the customer for a bolt breaking. That's not your fault. You were just taking a bolt off. You do the best you can not to break them, but they do break. The warranty company won't pay you for that. So if they say it's a 2-hour job, they'll pay you your hourly rate, but they won't pay you for that broken bolt. You have to do that on your own time. So I'm just not interested in doing warranty. Thing I noticed though is a lot of people don't want to take their lawnmowers into a service center to get it warranted, so they will bring it to me anyways. And that doesn't necessarily void your warranty. You know, if I replace an ignition coil, then the rest of the lawnmower is going to be covered, unless that ignition coil damages something else. Then they'll cover everything else, but they won't cover that ignition coil or anything it may damage in the future. So it doesn't void the warranty, it just voids the warranty on that one specific item. But that's okay, because I cover the warranty on that. So he says, you got a warranty on, would you do warranty? I said, no. So then he goes into explanation what's wrong with it. He says, yeah, every time I start it up, it runs great. But as soon as I turn on the PTO, it sputters and wants to die. And I said, yeah, that's, you got a down cylinder. Oh, okay, what does that mean? And I said, well, you've got a 2-cylinder, you've got 2 spark plugs. Yeah, I got 2 spark plugs. What are you saying, that one side isn't running? I said, yeah. And see, they walk you into it, and I know better than this. Last year I was really good at avoiding it. I'll say, well, I don't want to do a over-the-phone diagnostic. But this guy was really smooth at getting me to talk. He said, well, what usually causes that? Well, I said, well, there's a few things. I mean, you could have had a mouse that ate the spark plug wire. Is that it? I said, well, bad ignition coil. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. I said, well, then, you know, you could be, if you had a mouse nest, you've overheated the engine, it needs a new head, or you've dropped a valve. It could be lots of things. Well, it's only got 15 mo's on it. And I said, well, then, you know, it's most likely ignition coil or a mouse or something. Well, I mean, I knew once he drugged me into this, he was going to work on it on his own. And all he had to do is say what I always say when I'm talking to the mechanic. And I'm not even lying when I say this. This is the truth. When I call the mechanic and they say, I say, yeah, I got this problem. What do you think it's going to cost? And they'll say, $400. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to my wife, and if she says yes, I'll give you a call back. We'll make an appointment. If she says no, don't expect me to call back. That gives them leeway to do whatever they want. But these guys will always say, and it's inevitable, I just don't get it. I'll see you tomorrow. So I say, okay, where do you know where I'm located? Yep, I sure do. I say, okay, park across the street. They got a big parking lot over there. You can turn your trailers around. It's perfect. I have permission for you to be over there. Okay, see you tomorrow. And that's when I should say, let me schedule you for an appointment so we can get you in and out real fast. That way I'm available to help you unload, and we can get it, you know, parked in my my area. And I always forget to do that. I don't know why I forget, but they all do it. So, of course, he didn't show up, but I got to get in the habit of doing that, because one of the problems I'm having is pickup and deliveries. I sat here all day yesterday. Now, I didn't get a phone call saying I need something picked up, but I could have. And I wouldn't have been able to schedule anything for that day because I got this guy hanging out. So I really need to get in the habit. Here's what I think is going to happen, though. Is I'll say, okay, what time do you want to schedule an appointment to drop off your mower? They're going to say, I don't know, I'm going to have to get back to you. And then at that point, I'm going to say, well, if you show up and I'm not here, you know, make sure you call first, because I may not be here. So, you know, it'll lead into a conversation letting them know that I may have to pick up and deliver a lawnmower. So, but that's what I'm going to do. So tomorrow, I'm actually going to save some money on this delivery. And I know the trolls are going to say, oh, that's just theft. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't charge them anything for the delivery. But I don't see why I can't do other things. I mean, here's the thing. If I had a big trailer, and I know the trolls think I need a big trailer, I could go and pick up 10 lawnmowers and just put it all on a route. Well, the mailman showed up, so that's good. So, kind of show you how exciting my day gets when the parts show up. So, I leave the wagon up there. I was going to show you that, but he showed up before I could show you. I leave the wagon up there in case, you know, I miss him. I don't see him come in. You can just put him in the wagon. And then the next time I look out, I'll see that it's full, and I'll just go up and get it. So I got some gaskets for the valve cover, new belt. Well, this should be oil filters, I think. Yep, oil filter. Got some inner tubes because flat tire. $15.66, that's what I ordered. $15.66. New air filter. I don't know. I know it's none of this is for me, but I still get excited opening them all up. New spark plugs. I have all this stuff, just so you know, but if I have to do other orders like belts and blades, I don't use my inventory. I just go ahead and order it, especially if it's all going to be here on the same day. Because I'm going to have to replace the inventory at some point anyway, so I just will do it on days that I can get other stuff to come in at the same time. How many packages I gotta put this in? All right, so that's pretty good. So anyway, where was I? So again, dealing with the customers is always difficult for me because I just don't understand the concept. I was telling you, I think I was telling you, I always tell people I'm going to talk to Carolyn, and the fact of the matter is I am going to talk to her. I always ask her, what do you think? Is $400 for this on the truck worth it? And then I can call them back. And I just don't see why they wouldn't do that. Well, let me think about that for a while. I'll give you a call back. And it's polite, and it even suggests that maybe you're going to see if you can find a better price, which I don't think we talked about my prices. I just I don't know. It's just aggravating to me that people will lie. Here's the thing. They lie to smooth over your feelings for them. So you're on the phone, they lie, you got 30 seconds left, and you hang up. Because they want you to feel like, okay, you've made the sale. But then tomorrow, I'm mad for 12 hours because they didn't show up. So they get this 30 seconds of me not being mad so I can spend the next 12 hours being upset. Why not just be honest? And I could be mad for the 30 seconds, but tomorrow I'll forget all about it and I'll go on about my business. Thing is if I actually knew the person, in the future, if he ever wanted his lawnmower worked on, I'm going to say, hey, look, I'm just not going to deal with that. And here's the thing. I learned this the first year we were working on lawnmowers here. Person calls, says, yeah, we'll be there Saturday. Sat here all day Saturday. Well, Saturday night I called and said, how come you didn't show up? Oh, well, I was just, I wasn't really making a solid plan for Saturday. So they reschedule, and I said, okay, give me a time that you're going to be here. They tell me they're going to be here. Well, I learned at this point, oh, these people are going to be a difficult customer. I didn't know this at the time, but they bring their stuff over. And then a few days later, I'm working on it. I was literally working on it when he showed up. The son shows up and says, yeah, my stepfather's getting a little anxious about how long this is taking. It was like, 4 or 5 days. I mean, it wasn't like, an eternity. I expect it to be done by Thursday. You understand? It'll be done when it's done. I said 10 days. That's what I meant. Well, I mean, I did have it done Thursday. So I called them. I let them know it was done. They never showed up on Thursday. So, I mean, the whole process was nothing but a lie and intimidation and harassment. So I've learned that these people who do this lying stuff, are never truthful about anything. And they're just difficult people to deal with. So I guess I'm going to jump off here. So if you'll click this up next box to take the video over to my other channel, I really appreciate it. Go check it out. So if I can inspire you, I don't know, plan your day so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.